So I might even just jump into things quickly. I was just on a separate call with Reese, and we're just talking about pricing. He's just sort of jumped into the program and figuring out how to up level and scale his business up more quickly, offering a more premium experience at a more of a premium price. And we've just been talking about a couple of things. One is the actual physical pricing of it. The other is the mindset of being confident that there's people out there willing to pay more, providing you can provide, like articulate where the value is. You've got a compelling case for why you charge a premium price and how you're different to others in the way they do things. So where were we, Reese? We'll just pick it up. There's a lot of it's sort of relevant to people in the room here. I was just showing Reese, and maybe some of you may or may not have seen this, but a couple of things that would be interesting for people to see if they haven't before. I was looking here in this little training, the local market recovery training, and I was sort of showing Reese how my different range of my experience is different. So I'm looking here at this sample experience menu for international markets. And basically, and some of you have heard this before, but a little backstory. When I started my tour business, I launched the business with a range of kind of, just okay, same private tours, Melbourne City Sights tour, a Yarra Valley tour, like a wine tour, a wildlife tour down at the Penguin Parade, a Mornington Peninsula regional tour, Great Ocean Road, a lot of stuff other people were doing. I did it well, but there was no significant point of difference. And when my business really took off is when I took a step back, I rethought the way I did things, and I created a really up-leveled range of tours, unique, exclusive. I call them my collection of unforgettable journeys, unlike any other out there, another level above my sort of entry-level range of tours. And so there was, it gave me like a really significant point of difference, a really compelling reason to choose me, and it justified the premium prices that I was charging. And I had a lot of success, particularly out of the US market with these range of tours. So I'd encourage a lot of you to take a look at the difference in the types of tours that I was offering. My original luxurious day tours, my the range of tours that I launched a couple of years into the business. And literally I went from something like a couple of $100,000 a year in revenue, and I jumped to 7 figures in about 18 months purely by offering this range of tours at a premium price. It got some hype and some buzz and some excitement throughout my key international markets. My regional and state tourism organization really wanted to support me because I was doing different new creative stuff, which gave them something to talk about, brought people into Victoria, the destination. So that was that. So take a look at that. And then also the other thing to look at is just the difference in the rates that I was charging. And so to see those, the best way to do it is to go in here to inside the tour business. And if you go down to the section on financing, budgeting, forecasting, you can see that I dropped the rate sheet in there. And if you look in there, you'll be able to see the retail and the net rates. First of all, for that first initial, you might call it entry-level range of private tours. And then the second page is the up-leveled range of experiences, the collection of unforgettable journeys. And you can see the retail and the net rates I was charging for each group size, ranging from 1 right the way down to 10. You can see the difference in price between the entry level and the up-leveled. And also just keep in mind that these rates are from, 6 or 7 years ago. So things have changed dramatically, and like going conservatively by 4%, increase year on year. Obviously, these would be considerably higher now in 2023. So I guess back to your question, Reese, about how to kind of go premium and how to up level, which is what we were talking about before we jumped on the call here. A lot of it starts with that, like just the fundamentals, that we discussed. The first is for someone who's kind of like, you're in a bit of this uncertain stage right now. You're like, but who's going to pay if I do what I feel like I want to do and need to do? Where are these people coming from? Who's going to pay these prices? How do I set myself apart? How do I justify those prices? How do I not alienate people that have enjoyed my experiences to this point? And as I said to you, it's not even a choice you have, because you've only got a few options to choose from. One is if you've got a business that you're busting your ass in and it's not profitable really, and it's just a grind, and based on the stuff you're doing right now, it's going to be hard to scale it. Then you can either just quit it and go and do something else that makes you more money, or you can just continue to grind the way you are and just make incremental progress without ever really, realizing that like your true potential. Or you can just run a profitable business that, gives you the financial kind of rewards and freedom to, like that your family, your 3 young kids, I know what that's like. So you don't really have a choice. You're not trying to fleece people or price gouge or be sneaky or disingenuous. You're just trying to run a profitable business. And to do that, you've got to charge more. And so everything flows through your business. Once you start to up-level your experiences, once you start to charge more, your challenge then becomes finding that customer base that's willing to pay those premium prices. And when I say permeates through your business, it continually motivates you to do better marketing, better presentation, better delivery of product and service. And it's just a win, 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 win. And, I've never, to this day, a lot of you have heard me talk about this previously, and you've probably heard me say these exact same things, but I don't think I've ever come back and had anyone come back to me to this day and say, hey, that advice was shit because it really impacted my business and I want to go back to doing things the way I was. Everyone realizes that, and even though on some levels there might be pushback and resistance, and on some levels they might lose customers, but they will gain them elsewhere, and the gains will be many, many multiples than the losses of those that kind of got accustomed to getting a really great experience for a ridiculously affordable price. Does that make sense? So comments, thoughts, Reese, like, do you want to, I know you had some stuff for me to look at. Do you want to just sort of let that sink in and digest and then go full steam ahead in development, or, where are you? Sorry to put you on the spot, but just to wrap this up.
Yeah, like today I've been kind of working on up leveling and raising my price. And then just from talking to you and looking at what I've sent you, I'm like, hey, I might even still be low on like what I'm putting. And I felt like I was up leveling the price.
Yeah.
So I think the big thing for me is going to be like, I believe the experiences that I offer are, world-class. Just making sure that I have enough value in there.
Yep.
Helps the customer feel that way as well.
Exactly. What I would do is I would not even think about price. Forget it exists. Don't worry about it. Just create the experience. And then you're like, get some certainty. And that's why I asked you to have a look at that simple launch method video to get some clarity and certainty that what you think is a great idea is going to really like just knock it out of the park with your ideal customer. And they're like, hell yes, this is amazing. This is exactly what we want, because you obviously fall into the trap sometimes of thinking, what you think is great is not necessarily what your most represented type of customer thinks is great. So as long as you've got that dialed in based on that lesson in the program, don't even think about price. Get the product right first, and then price it would be my recommendation. Because ultimately what you want to do is obviously go through that step of getting what you feel is like the perfect product to market fit with your ideal customer in mind, and then start getting, and then obviously pricing it, using my pricing for profit, how to make your experiences wildly profitable. So you've got the great experience, you've got it priced beautifully, and then start feeling what it feels like to charge those prices, extrapolate it out based on the volume you're doing right now, making the assumption that the numbers you do right now will not necessarily change, okay? In passengers and groups. You may lose some, you'll win some. You'll be a core customer base that probably have the budget or the desire to spend more to get a better experience, okay? Because ultimately, it's like my experience with the psychology of the buyer is people generally want to pay more. They want the best possible experience. They just want you to tell them why, okay? If you've got two windows sitting there, one's 97 bucks, one's 197 bucks, it looks relatively similar, okay? Most people will gravitate towards the higher price one to find out why it's charged. What are they doing the other guys aren't doing, okay? If they do have the budget to spend, all right? That's my general feeling, my personal experience, and the experience I've had with many other tour business owners. So once you can feel what these new prices look like, base then on your projected numbers and extrapolate that out, and then you've actually got this really great sense and feeling with some physical numbers of what your business could look like if these things happened. You got the premium product, you got the premium pricing, and you're going to make the assumption that you're going to serve just as many customers as you did last year. And then you get pretty excited. You're like, wow, this is really freaking exciting. Like, if this all happens, that is what my numbers are going to look like. And that's the impact it's going to have on, the financial rewards that I'm getting from the business. And I'm super excited. I'm incredibly motivated. Now I just got to make that happen. And then, it's like the enthusiasm, the motivation, the inspiration, and the desire to up level, it just permeates through your business for you and, for the people that work with you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's great. And I kind of wanted to follow it up with, like, when you were scaling your business, because you started off with day tours, when you were scaling your business, how quickly did you move into multi-day or like bigger offerings like that?
It's sort of, there's no like cookie cutter approach for any business. I think it came first through the agent relationships or the business that I won. I call them accounts. And then it came through like customized requests. Okay. So once you become the definitive authority in your space, in your destination, once you build the right relationships, and once you give, it could be direct, it could be corporate, it could be agents, it could be, like partnerships and collaborations with clubs or groups or, membership organizations that you deliver consistently, and they know that you're their go-to. Like they turn to you for everything, and the requests they get, they'll pass on to you. And then a lot of the more customized or extended requests I got just came from agents. Once I identified, that there was a consistent increase in requests in certain destinations, that I was running tours in, then I went ahead and put, the requisite time and effort into actually developing something that I could present as an option, But all the time when I was getting customized requests, I was building up this library of customized, tour itineraries that I could grab and sort of bash into shape in really quick time on a needs basis. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. But every time you got a really great message, says, if you've got the time and the desire to be creating stuff, to create a multi-day experience, 100%. With resellers, always lead with new ideas, like exciting things, like fresh products and hero products, stuff that really gets them to sit up and take notice, open their eyes, like, wow, that's cool. I haven't seen that before. They'll get to know more about you. People will talk about you, and they may not necessarily be booking that, up-level premium stuff. They may actually end up booking your more entry-level stuff. But you want to lead with your best content. Okay. That goes for any type of business, really. Like, the more, just give them your best stuff. All right. And And I mean, it goes for me. I give away heaps of heaps of stuff, which is like, really, really, really good stuff. And I've never had a philosophy that like I hold back my best stuff because, why, if people are going to get really good stuff from me, why would they pay when they can get it for free? That's not the same sort of principle. I'm only thinking about this like literally as we're speaking, but the same principles apply. You want to just put your best foot forward and give people the best ideas and options and experiences, and whether that is in line with their budget or not. You're going to soon have people, sit up and take notice of you and get to know you, want to learn more about you, whether or not they ever, actually book that really premium stuff, or whether, an agent might be more comfortable with a more entry level type of experience,